Hi, I'm Barry Xia and welcome to Motographer channel. Today I'm going to share 3 ways to actually mount your handphone or your motorcycle and what I face when I use different type of mounts. To find out more, keep watching. Why handphone mounts are important? Because usually we will use our phone for GPS or delivery apps such as Grab and Deliveroo, Foodpanda. Mounting handphone on sports bike can be sometimes a challenge, especially when your IU unit is in the way. It's not every time we can just shift the IU unit. We need the IU unit to be able to be somewhere that it can be detected during our ERP, for building entry, etc. etc. So the space is quite tight, so I will be sharing about how I actually mount it and what base I use. So those sports riders out there, I hope it can help you out. So let me share with you my dashboard for my sports bike. This is for my Hayabusa. As you can see, I got a ball mount that is below. It's actually for my main GPS. This GPS is not using phone, it's just the main GPS for my overseas trip, and my IU unit and my handphone mount, followed by my Ducati Super Sport. So over the Super Sport, is much more tighter. So my handphone mount is like popping up, and my IU unit, I try to adjust as much as I can, but that's the best I can go. So you can see how crowded it is for sports bikes especially. Okay, so let me touch on the base first, because you need a base before you can mount your handphone on. So what I use is this 9mm angled ball mount that actually I can fit it on my one of my screws on my 333. This one also can be used on a mirror mount. Those Super 4 mount type of mirrors, then you can mount it, but not for sports bike mirror. This is one of it. Another one is a U-shaped bolt that actually you can fit on the cruiser handlebar. Okay, so that one you need to really have a handlebar, and then it just mounts in, as you can see in this video. The other one is this claw clamp. Okay, this is very good for vloggers out there because it's a temporary clamp. So what I do is that I clamp this any part of the bike, and I use this arm, the ball arm, to actually fit the mount, the handphone mount that I use. So usually I use that when I'm working on reviews for demo bikes, and it's just a clip and go, you know, much more convenient. So these are the 3 base mounts that I'm using, and so let's get to the first mount. Okay, for the first mount, which is very common, is the XGrip. So the XGrip mount is one of the most affordable mounts and commonly used. The thing about the XGrip mount is that usually in Singapore, I think maybe in other countries, the rubber stud tend to wear out real fast or go missing when we actually keep on mounting and unmounting our phone. Sometimes we are in a rush, sometimes it will just drop off. At the same time, because it's rubber, it tends to wear out due to our weather. So one thing about this mount is that you need 2 hands. You need to want to press the X grip, and then want to put your phone, and then you let go. This is only one of the cons about it, but there are some feedbacks of some people using it and the whole thing just drop off on the road. So there is actually a rubber band strap kind of thing that you can place it together with the mount so that you can secure your phone even more. So this is one way that I use to mount my phone. One thing about the XGrip is that sometimes the rubber is in the way, especially when your phone have the screen quite wide that is near to the edges. So sometimes I'm unable to press some buttons. Of course, we don't use the phone on the go, but sometimes when we are at a traffic light stop or we stop at one side, sometimes we just need to enter our address or a location that we are going to. So sometimes that rubber can be a little in the way. One problem I face with the XGrip, when we are actually turning our handlebar, especially on a sports bike, we have our tank bag there. Edge of the tank bag can actually push your phone out. There was one time I nearly dropped my phone because of that. This is one of the problems I face, and because XGrip takes out a lot of space, so I have to adjust it quite high and protruding out in order for my phone to be out of the way, so that my tank bag won't be in the way. That was what I faced. But if you don't really use tank bag, you usually use your backpack, then I don't think this is an issue. The second mount I use is QuadLock. QuadLock has been in the market as a Kickstarter project since 5th December 2011. It has lots of positive feedback from cyclists and slowly then progressed to motorcyclists. Okay, one thing about QuadLock is that it is more stable and it takes up much lesser space compared to the XGrip. You can actually mount it with one hand, but the only downside is that I find that the rear mount of the handphone casing is a little too shallow. So sometimes it's hard for me to actually mount my phone. Just like try to catch that square part to actually turn. So there's a few times I take some time to get used to it, especially when you're a new user, you will find QuadLock can be a little of a hassle. But one good thing about QuadLock is that yes, it's secure. At the same time is that you can change your orientation of your phone from portrait to landscape without adjusting the whole mount. And for QuadLock, it can be quite pricey and the price will be a bit on the high side. The third mount will be the SP Connect ball mount. The good thing about the SP Connect ball head mount is that it is stable, it takes up less space, just like QuadLock, but it has a deeper groove on the mount, so it's much more easier to mount in and out. At the same time, it's a bit much more affordable at affordable range. You can also use it for GoPro and your handphone mount at the same time. You do not need to swap mounts just to use your GoPro. Take out the adapter for your handphone and just clip in the GoPro. If you want to find out more about the SP Connect mounts, I'm doing a gear review in my next video after this. And here you have it, the 3 mounts I use from the start when I first ride until now. All the mounts I use, and I hope that this video will be able to help you guys. So I hope you like this video and I see you in my next video.